Hey, aloha. Good morning from Hawaii, my friends. Happy to see you. Happy to be on with you. Let's see who we got with us today. Michael, dude, you're in a competition to be the first comment the last couple of days, I see. Welcome, buddy. There's Kurt in Denver, Tom in Pasadena, Fiona, aloha. Good to see you. Natalie in Belgium, April with aloha from Houston. A couple minutes late again. I was out in the garden with my family, and I don't know if there's anything that will ever be awesomer than that. If there is, count me in. Hey, Claudine from Brisbane. Samir, aloha, representing the UK. And I know there's more over there that are going to be on here in a minute. Probably commenting right now. Andrea, aloha. Rita in Denmark. Joanne and Lorna from Scotland, mother and daughter. I got to love that. Hug for both of y'all. Give each other a hug from me for me. Darcy, aloha in Florida. Dallas in New Zealand. Candy in the UK. See, I knew there'd be more UK coming in. All right, so we got about 20, coming up on 30 people. Yep, 30 people on live. Hey, Marilyn, good to see you. Andrea, Christy, aloha. I sent you a message this morning. You've probably already seen it because you're on top of things. All right, so, hey, John, dude. All right, look here, John. Let's, before the next session, you didn't miss it. You haven't missed out on any of those sessions you missed. All you got to do is just private message me. Let's make sure that your Zoom is working this Thursday, and those are still available to you. Mary in Georgia, that is. Elizabeth in Michigan, Giulio in Italy, Wynn in France. Merritt, you in Estonia? Remind me where you're at, Merritt. Samantha, aloha once again up in Canada. Barbara in New Zealand. Philemon in Trinidad. Hey, Crystal. Love you, girl. BC. All right. A San Diego V. All right, so let's get on to some questions. There's plenty happening in the world. Or so it seems. Aloha in Arizona. Whoever that be's. Hey, Terry. Aloha. India in South Carolina. That sounds interesting. What can I help with today? What's going on? You know, I can just launch into some, right? Estonia. I thought so. Why is it that today love is still the answer? Why is it true that while people are out creating their anti-movements and while Facebook is saying, stand with us against, I don't give a shit what follows that word, I'm not in. Why is it that everyone who says we stand with, well, we just stand together? We don't need the against and all that. We don't need any of that shit. So why is it today is the day that I realize and recognize that if I swing the pendulum from being out of balance here to out of balance here, I just missed my opportunity for balance once again. And of course, I'm always in the infinite possibilities to swing right back into balance. Here we go. Hey, Eileen. Oops. All right, there we go. I will never remind you that there's no reason to feel fear. I will never do that to my brother or sister ever under any circumstances. Why is it true that when I notice the feeling of fear, I can dive into it and feel it so completely that I set free the inner child that was bound up in it, and it dissolves back into infinite possibilities? Why is it that I finally admitted that I have perfect memory of everything in the entire universe forever? Why did I finally get, wait a minute, nobody has a memory issue. We might have recall issues or the perception of recall issues, perhaps because of the things we think and believe that we know. So why did I admit and relax and let it in? I have a perfect, flawless memory like everybody else. I cannot not retain information. Why did I let that in? I have a perfect record of everything on every level since the beginning. Why is it that I realized I don't need to get to peace. I don't need to find peace. I don't need to cultivate peace. I can choose peace, and it was always there in me, as me, waiting for me, because it is none other than me. Why is it that I finally relaxed and chose presence? You know, I found Brian's book and I read it and I did the videos, and suddenly I noticed myself beginning to notice my body. And why is it that when I began to really notice my body and notice the sensations that were arising, it was guiding me to another wound in myself, to bring that attention and love and dissolve it back into infinite possibilities. Why did I finally get and admit my body and mind are listening to each other with infinite flawless perfection all the time? It's just that a lot of the time I've been tuning out and trying to escape from my feelings. So, India, you already got it. What we're doing around here is when you bring up an issue and I meet it with quantum questions, if it helps, do exactly what you just did. Give the feedback, any reflections that might benefit everybody else, since we're all one. If what I ever say with my questions that I meet yours with, if my questions create more curiosity, or wait, I would like to know more, just restate it and I'll jump right back in and do it again. All right? You're welcome, Win. Beautiful. It is rather amazing, isn't it? Very powerful. And why is it true that if I ever need to know anything, the knowing was always eternally in me, because it is me and I am none other than the one? Why did I let that in? Why did it change everything? All right, let me see. They keep saying that who is this they, Philemon? Let me know. Are we talking about the body and mind? Let me know what we're talking about here. Body and mind. Why is it true, and why did I wake up and realize today that body and mind are two words that I've been using to unconsciously point to things that I don't even know what the fuck they are? Why is it that I accepted today that perhaps body and mind might not be two different things? They might not be exactly the same. They might be two aspects of the same thing, or maybe even, and I'm not saying even remotely this is true, why is it possible that if you looked at a tornado and you said, okay, so there's the funnel and there's the point, you just made up two fucking words that now you think that those are two separate things. There's the funnel and there's the point. Okay. Why is it that there's the possibility that mind and body might be one tornado with a seemingly separate funnel from a different point, but actually it's a continuum? Why did I consider the possibility that body to mind might actually be a continuum without separate distinct levels, one fading into the other like warmer and colder? And when I had that open curiosity that perhaps mind and body are actually a continuum of one, since all is one, why did I feel such a rush of infinite possibilities and freedom and curiosity that I haven't felt in this area for a long time? Why did infinite possibilities just come right back in? Why did I realize that I don't need to change my perception of past mistakes and forgive myself? Ultimately, if I choose presence, those things take care of themselves. And why did I get that? Why did I feel such a relief when I got it? All right. And I would like to hear more about this. Okay. Philemon, the first thing I'm going to say is I'm not positive that you have a problem with Negro or Black or darker people in the U.S. I'm not positive you do. So I'm curious about if you want help, just keep on getting specific with me. Hey, I got my first wow today. Woohoo. Pat myself on the back. Yay. All right. What else can I help with? Bring it on. You're welcome. We are welcome, aren't we? Why is it today I realize love is the answer? Love was always the answer. Choosing presence is love, and love is the answer. So choosing presence is the answer, and it doesn't matter what problem. Why am I starting to notice that Brian is, in a way, Maybe he's all amazing and fun. He's got long hair and all that stuff. Maybe. But why is it that ultimately I realize that Brian is like a one-trick pony? He just does the same thing over and over. It looks different because every different angle that everybody brings it, but he's really just a one-trick pony. He's doing the same thing. You bring him a finite thing based in what you think and believe that you know, and he meets it with not knowing, and it comes apart when I let it. Why is that true? What's up with that? Why is it that I stopped calling any of my feelings irritability, and I asked with presence, well, why did I realize I never had a reason why? Why did I realize that all my supposed reasons of what makes me mad, what pisses me off, what irritates me, why did I finally realize that none of those things are what irritates me? Those are experiences in my life that happen to bring up the irritation that was already in me, which actually is anger, sadness, and fear. And so why did I quit calling it irritability, feel the anger, sadness, and fear, realize, oh my God, it's just anger, sadness, and fear. Let me feel this. Okay, so what was it that I was thinking? What is it that I was thinking? And then I started to feel irritated. What was actually going on in my life in that moment when I started to feel irritated? Oh, wait, that might have been related to, okay, now let me see. What was I actually feeling? Irritated. Irritated is a thought. What's the feeling? Kind of angry. When I really feel the anger and I tap into that, it's just sadness underneath it. And so rather than sitting contemplating my irritability and trying to figure out if I know that, which will never get me anywhere, why did I relax, feel the sadness under it all? And when the sadness was done, being loved and dissolved back to infinite possibilities, I found myself in joy once again. I know exactly what you mean, Merritt. I know exactly what you mean. And if you say it's getting better, you will be running from it getting worse. And you'll always have the expectation, well, the better it gets, the worse it gets. So what if you release better? Why is it today? Why is it today? Why is it today that I became so present and I chose to relax and I became so present that I actually admitted nothing can ever get better or worse? That's my perception that keeps me stuck in the prison of better and worse. Why am I admitting that now, as I live in the moment, choosing to be present here and now, I'm noticing more and more of what I prefer, including the ability to be more at peace with what I don't prefer, which makes me more effective at getting what I prefer. I'm going to give myself a boom. Boom. All right. With infinite love and infinite respect, I'm going to say you might not be paying 100% attention. And confusion is a wonderful thing because it always opens the door for a breakthrough. It's the people who already know beyond the shadow of a doubt, they don't learn shit. Okay. But when you're confused, you have a chance of learning something. Never in my life, never in a billion years have you ever heard me say, and Marilyn, you've heard me say this 492,311 times like everybody else. I've never said not to feel fear. I've never encouraged anyone to ever not feel anything. In fact, everyone raise your hand. I know we can't do. If you've ever heard me say 100 million times that the thing to do is feel your feelings, but see, look at Marilyn. You're back in your head 100% with absolutely zero presence. You're confused and you're talking about what you thought. And you're talking about that you thought you didn't need to feel because, and then you got a because behind it. No, being an infinite unlimited being does not give you a reason to not feel your fucking feelings. Being infinite unlimited being and virtually trapped in a prison of what you think and believe that you know that's wound up with all those feelings, the most powerful thing you can do is surrender to focusing your attention to feel the feelings when they arise so that you can meet what they're bringing up for you and dissolve them back into infinite possibilities. It does all come back to presence. By gosh, doesn't it? Aloha, Kathy. Good to see you. Why is it that today was the day? And everybody who's been with me for a while Everybody that I have now said this 482,911 times to, I'm not scolding you and I'm not losing patience. I'm saying you might want to hear me this time. Let it be easy for yourself. Why did I wake up and realize, first and foremost, I don't want or need to let go of a fucking thing. I don't put my focus on letting go because that puts my focus on what I'm holding. I put my focus on choosing presence, and the disappointments disappear as the illusions they were. But wait, there's more. If you act right now, you will also receive. Why did I realize that there's no such fucking thing as a disappointment? So I would say, Kathy, if you and I were sitting in the room together, I'd say, could you please show me the disappointments you're holding? Which hand are they in? Because I don't. Do you have them maybe perhaps in your panties? Or are they in your sock? Because I don't see any disappointments for you to let go of. Why are you doing that to yourself? There's no such thing as a disappointment. Why did I get today? There is no such thing as a disappointment. I feel fucking sad. I fucking feel sad. Why would I try to let go of my feeling sad? Oh, I know why. Because I turned it into a mental disappointment that I think is a bad thing I'd like to get rid of. No, that is not presence. It's not aware at all. Bringing the awareness back. Why is it I chose presence today? And I breathed and I brought myself into the deepest presence. And when I did, I noticed that which I had thought was a disappointment, I realized it was actually leading me to sadness. And why, instead of trying to let go of it in my presence, I put my love and my attention into the sadness I was feeling, and it revealed what it wanted to reveal, and it freed the little inner child inside of me that was trapped in those emotions that I had been making wrong and calling disappointments and trying to get rid of. And suddenly the sadness dissolved, revealing the joy that I am. Why did I let it happen? And why did everything change? I'm with you, Dave, unless perhaps you need manure for your garden, in which case having shit happen is a good, positive thing. That was a joke for those. I mean, I didn't say it was funny. I'm with you, Michael. Kurt, I'm with you, buddy. Samantha, yes. How do I celebrate awesomeness without running from non-awesomeness? Finally, I've been waiting. When is someone going to try to catch me on that one? Awesomeness, I use the word very colloquially, just as a liberating separate tool that doesn't actually have a real definition, because it reminds us none of the other fucking words actually have any definitions other than the ones that we agreed on. So perfection has no opposite. When you focus on perfection, you're not running from non-perfection, because non-perfection doesn't exist. Well, you are. That's why you're expanding so rapidly, Christy, because you're willing to be. And if you feel that fear and you love it, then you're present. Okay, Tom, I love you. You have not heard me say this 489,211 times because you haven't been with me that long, but you've heard me say it about 40 times in the last 4 days to 2 weeks. You've never heard me say anything remotely resembling that you have so much to do. You've tried to say that to me about 40 times. And every time you say it, I say, do you know that? Do you know that? Do you know that? Do you know that? So is there any possibility, Tom, that you have had a tendency up until now to overcomplicate, to make things more difficult than they had to be? Maybe you had a reason to do so. Why was today the day that I realized there isn't anything to do to surrender into infinite possibilities? It is literally an utterly nonsensical statement. Why is today's the day that I realized, no, I don't have anything to do. I just focus on presence and I breathe, and suddenly I surrendered into infinite possibilities without trying to get away from anything. Thank you, Barbara. I'm with you, Marilyn. I'm with you, Erica. Okay, where is the it that feels random? You're still spinning off in your mind again and again and again. Come back to presence. All righty. So everybody, I see, there it is, there it is, there it is, there it is. Wow. Give Elena a hug for me. Oh my God, I love that girl. That's my grandbaby, y'all. Although I'm convinced I'm still 18. All right, everybody. Hey, I got a wowzers. I think from Ireland, if I'm not mistaken. That must be a first because those Irish people, they know how to like chill. Okay, so I'm out of here. I went a couple minutes over as usual, and my family's actually waiting for me in the garden. So I am getting right back to that right now. I love you. You're perfect. Never was anything wrong with you. Those of you that I poke your ribs a little bit when I know you're somebody that I have actually said this to more than 80 times. Tom, no. Up until this moment, you absolutely did overcomplicate things. When you say you do, you perpetuate it for everybody. Stop. Unless you want to suffer, in which case you're fine. It's fine. Overcomplicate. I love you, Chris. I'm just going to leave that one up. I'm going to leave that comment up. There's nothing wrong with you. There never was. You are perfect, eternal, infinite, unlimited energy. You can fight against me. You can resist me. For those of you that disagree, please don't watch me or just watch me and laugh. Oh, why does he look like that? Why does he talk like that? Why didn't he cut his fucking hair? I don't mind. I'm just saying. But those of you that want to be on with me because you actually want to get the gift out of this, if you're here because you want to get this, you're like, wait, there's something to that level 5. There's something to that presence thing. Why don't you give yourself the gift of actually fucking doing it? I mean, I don't mind telling you 100,000 times. I don't. But if you just do it, you dig? Aloha. I'm going to go love on some basil and squashes and eggplant. I know that didn't sound right, but you know what I mean. Don't judge me. Love you. Aloha.